Hey, it's Chris Pontius from Jackass and Wild Boys, and it's time for MattieC Sports for You and Me. MattieC Sports for You and Me, food for the sports fan's infernal soul. Feast on field goals. Check out MattieC Sports for You and Me. Even if you don't like sports, tune in now because you are going to. It's that good. I mean, we got sports for guys, sports for gals, sports for the whole kids. Get ready to be happy. MattieC Sports for You and Me. Sports for you, sports for me. Brought to you by MattieC.
On this team, we fight for that itch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that itch.
Coming in at 320 kilobytes per second. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for MattieC Sports for you and me.
When it comes to getting dough and chasing dollars.
How you doing, everybody? MattieC Sports for You and Me. Got a special guest here today, a guy who's rising up in the boxing world here locally in New England and spreading out pretty much. This is Mike Ohan Jr., South Shore boxer, kind of becoming a phenom, aren't you, brother, around the area?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we're up.
So this kid is just an up-and-comer, and he's humble. He's ready to go fight anybody who's in his path, and he's got a good story behind him. So, first of all, how you doing today, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm happy to be on here.
So let's start with how you rose into the game. Like, what started you in this game?
My father eventually brought me to the gym. Just getting in trouble as a teenager, and then he brought me into the gym, and here we are. We made it this far. I fell in love with the sport, and I sacrificing it all for it. I want to make it to a world championship. And support me and my family through the sport.
And it sounds like you're doing that. You got really good stuff going on. I mean, you're fighting all these good guys. I mean, you're fighting locally. I believe you were the first of many who were on that card to fight at Encore in Everett, Mass. So, although it wasn't the best result for you, what was it like being in a atmosphere like that? Not just a local gym or stuff like that, or a memorial hall.
Yeah, Memorial Hall. I love the Memorial Hall, those venues and stuff like that. But Encore was different. The fans said they liked like a Memorial Hall, like the vibe more better and stuff like that. But I don't know. A casino is always nice. You can for the fan. I mean, for me, it's just a squared circle. I just get in there and I execute the game plan. That's it.
Yeah, and it seems like, you have one loss, which was that one at Encore.
Yeah.
But you've rose back, there's some great local talent and you're one of them. Like I said, you go anywhere, anytime somebody wants to face you, you do it. If they have an open slot for you to fight, you'll do it. So, I mean, you fought a lot in Derry, New Hampshire lately. How is that atmosphere for you? And, you got some titles under your belt, bro.
Yeah, no, that atmosphere I loved it. I like those gritty ones. I mean, it was literally in a basketball court. I mean, during COVID, they had to do what they have to do. So we went up to New Hampshire, and all the fans were, in the house, they're crazy, ready to come out. So they came, they followed me in New Hampshire, and we won the New England belt out there. So that was awesome. Then we defended it once, and I had one other fight, my comeback fight after my loss. I don't feel like I lost that fight, but I mean, I was off that night, so the guy had a great game plan. And it took a year, to come back because I had a fight scheduled, and 2 days before it got shut down before the COVID outbreak. So it was like probably like 7 months or whatever, 6-7 months later, I ended up fighting New Hampshire. So I'm very lucky to be able to have 4 fights out in New Hampshire during the COVID outbreak.
Right. And, if you see, of course, I'm sure you watch boxing on ESPN. I sure as hell do. The great thing about the boxing world is they're on the comeback. And, the biggest help, I think, is ESPN is now putting Top Rank on ESPN. You're seeing guys like Vasily Lomachenko. You're seeing Teofimo Lopez, who I thought he lost to Lomachenko, but I think he just had the better rounds, in my opinion. Josh Taylor, Spence, Crawford, the names just go on. But I mean, do you think yourself that boxing is back on the rise? Because personally, myself, I think that it's going to be back on the rise. And I think they have a great crew up there in ESPN that is really making it so it's entertaining again. Just like they just had one in Arkansas, and Tommy Morrison, that was probably around your dad's time. His son's back in the game. So like old time guys are coming back, and and it's just a great thing for the sport. Like these were considered back in the 90s pay-per-view fights, so it's like, it's good it's coming back. So I mean, for you, like these guys now, is it more like you think you're not above, but you think you're that caliber to get up to that point?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because most of these guys I'm seeing, I like I said, like I told you, I was I started when I was 15, 16. So these guys started like young. So they're in the amateurs and stuff. I had a tough start in the amateur. Really, my last 2 years were the really good years of my amateur career, and that's why I traveled to the nationals. I just got these guys by split decisions. I thought like ESPN and stuff now. It's like, so I know I'm there. I know I belong there. It's just a matter of time.
And that's the thing too.
It's my time to time.
And that's the thing is, Ali's grandson just came into the fight game, and he won his first fight, and he was on a professional card. Like that's unheard of to be on a professional card. Your debut fight to be on a big card like that. So I mean, a guy like you, who has a very well record in, you're 8-1, correct?
13-1.
13-1, excuse me.
Yeah,
yeah. So I mean, you're totally at a professional's level, but they're looking for that big zero. But at the same time, it's like you got guys, and I love Manny Pacquiao. I've loved his fighting for years. Always loved to watch him fight.
Yep.
And this is what you were saying, that a guy like him is old school, and it's like you gotta let the new guys come in. You're taking a vacant spot. He could be number 8 in the rankings. Not that I know he's number 8 right now, but they need guys like you guys on the come up to really show and debut your stuff. And I mean, do you think it's like unfortunate that they're doing that? Like they're not utilizing the young fighters, and especially here in New England, where you guys are. Yeah,
New England's tough.
You guys are rising to the top. You guys are blue collar guys who, you guys fight, and then you're working your job or whatever you're doing.
Right.
Where, sons and stuff like that are professional fighters are kind of just grandfathered in without even having to try. So you got guys that are 4-0 like that, like making it like it's a big deal. The
YouTubers. I mean, because they are picking and choosing, and moving their way up. It's a business, man. It's past the sport. You can like I mean, it is sad, but I mean, it's all entertainment too. So I mean,
and
just the
that's
way
like
the sport goes.
Yeah, exactly. And in the Birchfields up in CES, like I met them, and very humble guys, old school Italian guys, but these guys are given chances to the kids and giving them opportunities to get to the pro level. I mean, with your promotion, are you guys getting heavy into getting you into a higher thing like Showtime or HBO, ESPN, what it may be?
Yeah, like these boxes, they have I mean, ESPN. I mean, they bring in the ESPN cards all the time. Not all the time, but for the most part, like Kelzeski just fought on ESPN. Like Spike O'Sullivan, he was fighting on. Remember, he fought a couple guys, and he fought Munguia. I mean, guys like that. So I mean, I'm in with the right people right now. So
right, and you got guys in your division who are very tough guys. Your division is just ridiculous right now. Like you got Spence, you got
47, right?
Yeah. So I mean, you got so many titles in there. There's just ridiculous amount of stuff going on. And
I can also I can make 140. I want to be at 140. It's just that I get offered a lot of fights at 47. I mean, it's tough to deny, but I'm really want to be at 140.
Yeah, there's no good in food in Holbrook that's going to get you that way.
No.
It's not going to help you rise that way. So with your father, did he get, so with his record and his stories, he was on cards himself that were huge in the boxing game, especially when he came on the return. This was the Peter McNeely days, and he was above his card. Both great New England fighters, but your dad was driving to Arkansas and doing all this stuff. And your dad's a really nice guy. He's a go get coffee at 6 a.m. at the same time.
Yeah, you know where to find him.
Yeah. But he's definitely been a big influence for you to this boxing game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he paved the way for me. I mean, I'm second generation, so I'm all thanks in the world to him. He supports me 100%. So
and with him, like, is it better that is it like his presence like gives you more like strength and more like motivation that he's there with you, or is it just like
honestly, I just let it be. I mean, it's just me and the other guy in the ring. That's all. I mean, that's it. I can't think of anyone else out in the crowd. It's just I got to get in there and execute the game plan. That's it. That's all that's on my mind when I step in front of the other guy. If he goes, he goes. If he don't, he don't. Like this fight he hasn't been to, this fight he's been to. Either way, I mean, I know he's at home, freaking nervous as hell. I mean, just as nervous as being at the fight too. So
I'm sure he's taking care of those eggs over there, man.
Yeah. The chickens. Yeah, he loves the chickens.
Yeah. And so, I mean, your dad sparred with the best of them too. Stuff that nobody really knows about under the scenes. I mean.
Yeah. Hagler, Robbie Sims, a lot of guys. Vinny Paz.
Exactly. Vinny Pazienza, who was with Birchfield Senior. Yeah, I heard all about it, and it's a good thing for the sport. With MMA and boxing, like I love it because like everybody seems like family, like in the whole entire aspect of it, especially and people don't know that. Like people see like, oh, this guy is just the craziest like dude in the ring, where like I'm talking to him like, shit, he doesn't want to punch me through the computer. So it seems like you guys, even though some of you might fight, you may have beef, you may not, like it's a family throughout the New England area.
Yeah, it's a brotherhood. I mean, everyone knows each other at the fights and stuff. They might get an argument one time, oh my bad. I mean, next time it is what it is. We know all the CES promoters. I mean, we'll probably be dealing with them soon. I mean, I think I'm supposed to be fighting Marquise Bates, so that'll be a good fight too. They're working on that fight, so I think November.
Oh, okay. So might try to join that party right there, bro. So
Yeah.
you just got to remember the face so I can interview you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So with your professional bouts, I mean, you've had 14 of them, if I'm not mistaken. So
right. Yep.
I know that was a tough one at Encore and whatever, but
yeah, it was up in the air. But honestly, it wasn't. I wouldn't say for the best thing that could happen, but I mean, it made me more hungry. That's it. You know what I mean, I learned from my loss, learned how to fight shorter guys a little bit better. I mean, I landed some clean shots. I almost had them out of there a few times, but I guess that doesn't go against me. I mean, you know, I walked into there friggin' like 60% too, you know what I mean? Just wanting to get through the fight and freaking go get healed up and stuff like that. But now I know, you know what I mean, not to take these opponents because they are dogs, they got nothing to lose, you know what I mean? Not to take these guys for granted, you know, they are coming into the fight and they are trying to take your head off, you know what I mean?
Right. So. And that's the thing, is that you yourself said it just right. You know, if you don't go, you know, I'll say 14-0 at that point, you're going into a deeper part of your career and you get that loss. It may be a psychological thing where you're like, oh shit, like I just lost this fight. I don't know where to go. You know, some guys get lost in the game from that one loss, but it's like nobody is you're fighting is an imperfect game. Like, you know, somebody else could have a better game plan for you than you do yourself. You could walk in and you didn't see any video or any stuff like that on their fights, where, you know, you just got to be ready for anything that comes at you. And when your game plan is off, then you know, that could be trouble for you. And I mean, I personally didn't see that fight, but a lot of people I know that were there told me that you had a very close split decision, and it was more on your side of the ring. So, and
when you're undefeated guy, they fighting a guy, what was he, 3-3 at the time, then they know, you know what I mean, they gave him kind of a little bit, but it's whatever, it's over now. So I mean, I tried getting the rematch and he didn't want to take it. He said he retired, so I was the guy that retired him. So
that's all. I feel like that's my interviews now. It's like what, like, you know, the guy refuses to fight again, or you know, they go on to bigger and better things, and then like they you know, they talk shit and they're like, you know, oh, I can outbox like Spence anytime, anywhere. It's like, you're talking about a guy who is like up there, who hasn't stopped, but they're like, you're fighting in a lower ranking, or you know, stuff like that. It's just a ridiculous thing. And you yourself, I don't really hear much about you going, hey, like this guy, you're not a guy who calls people out. You're just like pumping yourself up for a fight. You're like, you're like, let's fucking go. Like, let's do this. Let's do whatever. Like, you're not a meticulous type of talk shit like Tyson Fury and like all that stuff.
Yeah, right. I mean, I know at the end of the day, when we get that call, it's going to be a call out in Vegas. We're going to be the B-side. And I'm gonna have to be a dog, because most of these B-side guys ain't winning out there. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to be a dog and one. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna have to, if once I knock that guy out or absolutely obliterate him in front of everyone, I know after that, them we're gonna be looked at. We're gonna be looked at heavy on there, because that will have a lot of exposure. And I belong there. It's just a matter of time, matter of getting there. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you're at that level where it starts to be serious. Like, once you get past, I'd say like 12-1, or you're like, that's the point of no return. That's where you're not just going local, you're going, say, Atlantic City, you're going you're going to spots like that. Like I said, with Ali's son, I meant grandson, he fought in Arkansas, he fought the professional bout, but he never fought before. He did fight before, but he was at 0-0. Which, for guys like you, it's like it's not fair in that aspect where a
I
lot of
think it's
guys
all
are
right.
hungry.
I don't think it's that bad. I mean, eventually he'll catch up to him. You know what I mean? Or what? Or if he makes it, he makes it. You know what I mean? The pro game's really different from the amateur game too. You know, a lot of guys are better pros. I feel like I was a better pro, but I stayed in the amateurs for a while. You know, but yeah, it's a different game. You know, I mean, those gloves are small. You know what I mean, no headgear. You touch someone with your palm, they're going down. You know, it's a tough game. You know.
So my question to you is like, where does Ohan Jr. go to now? What's your focus right now? Like what is your next fight? Like where do you think you go from here?
So I'm never out of shape. A lot of guys get out of shape. So I'm always in the gym, always ready for a call. They're working on a fight in October, hopefully locally. And then November, I will defend my title again. And they're working on that too. I'm hoping we get MattieC Bates because his name keeps popping up. We haven't been able to make it happen yet, but he's in New England as a big New England fight for my title. And then whatever's after, we're just waiting. We're just basically waiting. All I can do is stay in shape. I mean, it's always a waiting game with this sport until you get until that bell rings. I mean, it's a waiting game. You know?
Right. Yeah. And it seems like you're on the up and coming, and you're a humble fighter. You're ready to just how do I say it? Fuck shit up. You know,
yeah,
like,
that's it.
It's the way it's the waiting game, honestly. Like you see these guys on they were on the COVID stuff, and you see Teofimo Lopez hasn't fought in 237 days, or whatever the case may be. That's just a guess number there, but it's just hard to see, like, you guys, like, it takes a while to get that back, and you're just training. I know you're a hard worker yourself, and very, very popular around this area. You're pretty much considered a local hero around here, just like a lot of the MMA guys out here. So it's great that the guys around here, so Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, are all full of hungry blue collar guys who are ready to go at any time. And it's not like the guys from different states like, Florida or Texas or anything like that. Those are tough dudes, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But they have so many more places to fight, in Texas. You can go to North, you can go go towards the Dallas or whatever area. Like, there's a very small knit unit in New England. So
it's either like Chris Triadi, Grand Trip Promotions in New Hampshire. I think there's another one in New Hampshire. And then Major League Murphy's Boxing. We got a lot of guys coming down from Maine. You know what I mean? There's all in New England. You know what I mean? We all come together eventually for these cards. In Connecticut and Hartford, a lot of guys come from there.
Yeah, a lot of Connecticut guys. I know in the MMA world, I know two guys that came out of there, and they're just humble dudes, and they just come out of nowhere, small gyms, and they come into like CES, they come into UFC, they come in all these types, Bellator, anything. And even in the boxing world, there's some tough dudes out of Hartford, and there was a lot on the card I went brothers. To.
Yeah.
Yep. And there was a Worcester kid who fought out there too.
Jermaine Ortiz?
No, it wasn't Jermaine Ortiz. I think, yes.
Yeah.
He's
what card was
that? I believe that was what card was that? That was CES, the Saturday night one. Because it was called back to back. That was the promotion. So Friday was the MMA night, which I went to, and Saturday was a boxing one. I didn't have credentials for that.
It was in Maine, right?
Springfield.
Oh, it was in Springfield.
Yeah, it was right out of Springfield.
Cool.
It was a great show. A lot of good stuff happening. But my last question to you, bro, is, you're going to keep training, you're going to go high up in the rankings. If you do convert to, Showtime, ESPN and stuff like that, is there something, do you feel like you have a good corner on your side that you can continue on? And do you feel like,
absolutely.
This is going to be your hometown gyms and stuff, you're going to fight out of here, or
Yeah.
you guys relocate?
I'll always represent South Shore boxing, always. Till the day
Well, it don't seem like you're retiring anytime soon, bro. So, yeah, I mean,
no, exactly.
So actually, another final question. So,
Yeah,
with your after your fight, there's always that big question. What's the one thing you go to for food after a fight? Like what's your go-to choice after a fight victory or whatever?
Yeah. It's usually like pizzings, pizzings. I like wings and fries. I usually go for that. Or like a pizza, or like Regina Pizzeria or something like that. Go get some pizza.
Oh, there you go, man. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, I wish you nothing but luck in your I don't like saying that. I wish you all the best in your fight game. You're rising up real quick, and you're making a good name for yourself. You're a positive guy in the boxing world, and a lot of locally you're making people proud, and it's just going to rise from there. I can see it. So
yeah, thank you. Thanks.
I'm sure I'll see you on ESPN.
Yeah, no, he will. I get all the strength from God. Jesus Christ. He's my savior. And go to Badminton Ink shop, buy my shirts there, and that's it. Come down to South Shore Boxing. 5:00 if you want to get a workout in. Also, get on a good routine, get in shape. That's it.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And I will make sure I get a shirt myself, bro.
Yeah,
Got to support the people who support you.
I appreciate it. We got hoodies coming out soon, so for the fall gear, like hoodies and hats. I know you like hats too, so
I am a hat person. so yeah, and I wear t-shirts in like 10-degree weather. So
yeah, perfect.
Well, Mike, good luck or best of luck for all you do, and we'll talk to you soon. And thank you for joining the show, brother.
I appreciate it.
All right, I will talk to you.
Thanks.
What's up? We the BMG boys, and thank you for listening.
Please follow his Facebook page and subscribe to his podcast at Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Let's go.
We show them no mercy.
When it comes to getting dough and chasing dollars.